The mic needs to hear you.
Okay, so we mainly focus on historical landmark, and what we did was we set up the message first, and the message was to help Ward 5 Chamber of Commerce restore the house by donations. The second one was other ones were to come and visit the Harrison House. Third one, help us and donate to restore the house and make it green. And the fourth one was to preserve the house and move forward. And next is distribute.
For distribution, we chose to give out flyers and brochures, which would be distributed throughout museums and libraries around the city, colleges and universities, small companies and big companies, tourist agencies, and then the second was postcards, which can be delivered to some companies and even colleges in the lecture department. And 3 was posters, which could be sold to get donations.
The branding, the logo behind our logo, it's really simple, easy, and cute. The logo, the thought behind it is we wanted to do something different instead of just using a regular leaf to make a roof, or like incorporating a leaf in a different way rather than just being a leaf. Oh, you know, everybody thinks of a leaf as green and everything. So we made the roof represent the house, so we didn't include the whole house. We included the name. And we wanted the logo to be unique but really simple, that you could use it on anything and it would be very cost effective. Ways it could be used is the logo could be enlarged or made smaller. Preferably place the logo at the bottom of any page that you print. When the logo is on the top of a black background, you're allowed to change the text to white so it'd be easier to see. But it stays the same and still means the same. The logo can't be changed in any way of the design. And also the color shouldn't be changed because it goes along with everything else as a packaging, as a brand. The logo pretty much left alone. The color schemes, we picked out 3 Pantones, so it's really cost effective. You'd always get the same color every time rather than trying to do a CMYK logo. We chose 3 colors that made a nice contrast but still went along with going green, and you had your black and gray, which kind of goes along with like old time photos. Like all the photos back then were always in black, white, you know, and grays because they didn't have the technology to take a lot of color photos. The imagery we used is a lot of black entertainers because, you know, that was popular here in Vegas because of the Strip, and the house homed the African American entertainers because they just weren't allowed on the Strip at that time. We tried to choose happier pictures, people that, you know, looked happy, old pictures of Las Vegas, and people have a good time while they were doing, yeah. That's not me. Who's that? That's you. Oh, is that me too?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. The selling points of... Let's try that again. The selling points is a trip down memory lane to protect the future by preserving the past, a new beginning with a green start, and to help restore the history. Other selling points is we choose images of legendary performers such as Pearl Bailey and Sammy Davis Jr.
Our major audiences were local tourists and adolescents, so that they can learn about the history. Yeah. And educators, teachers, professors, students, small organizations, CEOs of small and big companies, so that they can help to donate to help restore.
Okay.
So now we're gonna start off.
Hold on. Have any of the
I know. I'm going.
The mics need to hear you, sweetie.
But I know how to speak loud. I think
But
so.
that mic needs to pick you up.
I'll take that one.
No, that's the one for his camera.
Yeah.
Because we're apparently technology deficient. We're
Okay.
failing here. You don't need that one as long as you talk loud.
Okay. Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah? Okay, we're good, okay. All right, so now we're gonna go into actually some designs. I actually made 3 different designs targeted for 3 different audiences. The first one here, this is actually how it's gonna be flipped I actually made a flipped flyer. I thought it was pretty cool. But this one could be actually handed out. It was more for like the general public, like, you know, the locals, the tourists, the adolescents. How you said it? What she said. All right. This one here, I actually did it for more of a, like, let's say, for like educators. It could be like teachers, professors, college professors, and students, since it's kind of like more to the topic, and, you know, saying like, give us money, or, you know, you know, like, we want to actually restore the history, and it says like your objective there, and it also has a little map and the picture of the house, so they actually know how it looks like. Well, this flyer, it actually, I kind of wanted for targeting towards like companies, CEOs, like big companies, small companies, and actually like bosses of whatever companies there is. So each one has kind of like a different message, but each one still says, you know, come and actually donate for the cause of restoring the house. All right, the next thing I did was actually the postcard here. The little postcard, well, it's standard 4x6, I believe, and stuff, and I kind of wanted to make it a little mysterious. It's like, do you know what all these people have in common? If you don't know, then here's the answer. The answer's in the back, but it's still a postcard, standardized. And the map, the poster, wanted to do something more like fun, but it's still, the can dancers kind of remind you back in the days. It's a little fun pattern, and it's like, restore a part of history and keep it alive. So, you know, this could be also kind of be sold in the events you want to do and stuff, you know, posters, a little bit fun. All right, the brochure. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know where I left the brochure at. I'm kind of sad. Anyways, it's 2 pages. It's just a simple flip page, but it just says you can't really tell by the text, but you can see the text in there. It says a little bit of the past about the house, then how it is, a little bit about how it is in the present, and a little in the future. It says the objectives of the goal of, you know, the goals you actually want to do in the future, so they could know it's a little bit more. So the brochure is more informative than the actual flyers. Now I'm gonna hand it up to Yo. Here you go, Yo.
You got that mic.
Here, give me Yo stuff.
Okay, as for my flyer, what I did was I just did a 8.5 by 11, and I just posted the main few famous entertainers, which was Sammy Davis Jr. and who's the other guy? Eddie Anderson? Yeah. Eddie Anderson and Pearl Bailey, and then I put in the middle, I focused the house, how it looks now, and then on top, what I did was I put the whole cause to help out in what you guys want to do, which is preserve this historical landmark and basically just inform the people. And in the bottom, I just put you guys' information, so where they can contact you. So it's something very simple and basic, and it just gets right to the point. And as for, what was it? Postcard. As for my postcard, I did the same thing. I kept it consistent. I put the house in the front and the 3 entertainers, and this time I just made it in bold letters, put help restore history, and in the bottom I just put Ward 5 Chambers of Commerce needs your support to save the Harrison boarding house. So basically it just gets to the point. And on the other side, in small print, I put what you guys are trying to do, so they know, you know, when they flip it over or when they receive it, they can see, oh, okay, this is what they're trying to do. Now I understand what they're trying to restore. And what else? Brochure. As my brochure, I did a 2-page brochure. And basically what I did was I just, like I said, kept it consistent, and I put a few more pictures of the house now, and then I put what the future plans is, what you guys want to do, and then the history, a little bit of how when the Harrison House was built, who owned it, and who stayed in there, and what was the whole purpose of it. And as for the poster, I kept it simple, and I just put a trip down memory lane, but I did it for the fact that I want like the audience to be like, a trip down memory lane, where and what is this about, and what is, you know, and that takes it into the Harrison House from there. And pass it to Angela.
For my flyer, I wanted to keep it simple but have like a lot of pictures, and just talk about like a brief history for the Harrison House. And then for the postcard, I wanted to keep it consistent, so I added some pictures, but it's still simple, so it's not too much for people. And then for the brochure, I wanted to talk about the history, what happened to the Harrison House, like how it got vandalized, and what else? And then I wanted to talk about like future plans. And for the poster, I wanted to keep it fun with the pattern on the background, but still keep the same feel with the other. Dominique.
Yes.
My turn.
Yeah, Tom.
What?
Kill it.
Yeah, right. I'll probably trip or something. Apparently, I am now retarded. You know what? I didn't ask for your opinions. And I'm running into things. Here you go. Okay, so I started off with flyers. I made 3 of them because, I don't know, I just wanted to make 3 different designs. But the first one, which is this one right here, I kept it really plain and simple. It has a lot of information on it. And then it has the logo and a picture of the house, you know, really simple, very educational. The second one is also very educational, and it's more, I don't know, I really like the quote, it inspired me. A person without history is like a tree without roots, because we all have a base to stand on. We all need our roots from where we came from, or we wouldn't be who we are. And Harrison House has a lot to do with Las Vegas history. Like, it's a small place that no one knows about, but it's still the roots of part of Vegas. And so I used 3 of the entertainers, Pearl Bailey, Ross Shire, Eddie Anderson, and Sammy Davis, and I gave it the mission and what you guys want to do, and then I gave the house. And then the other one, a lot of them had to do with singing and being very funny and loud and comedian, so I did a simple like music note in the background, and it still has the same as the second one. All 3 have the same color scheme, but it's a slightly different look. Okay, for the postcards, I did a set of 3, which I thought was really fun. I did silhouettes of Sammy Davis Jr., Eddie Anderson, and Pearl Bailey, and I kind of made it like a Guess Who game. I gave information about them, and they're kind of like you could collect them. You want all 3 because they go together, they're a set, and I can figure you can give them out as, like if someone donates them, you can give them a set, you can sell them, you can do many different things. And who doesn't like to play Guess Who games? You can't tell me you've never played Guess Who. Everybody has. And then the flyer, I don't have a lot of information on it, I didn't get to finish it, but I have a picture of the house. I have the same colors as I've used throughout the whole thing, the same design. I gave the past, the present, what you guys want to do, and then I wanted to fill in the future, like what you guys were going to plan on doing. I wanted to put in information about like the green technologies and everything. So you have 3 in 1, it's separated, it's nicely put together, it's the same color scheme, but you can give it out to schools. Maybe you could give it out to a teacher or to schools, and they'd want to take a field trip because, you know, our kids need to know the history. They need to know about the history to learn about the present because it is, as I said, the base of everything. Or you could give it out at, you know, the Harrison House for more information, or maybe someone would pass it on and be like, oh, this place is so cool, you should read about it and everything. I just need to put more information in it. And that is, did I have anything else after that?
No.
Nope. Oh, I have my poster. Okay. My poster. I really liked Pearl Bailey because I did a lot of research on all the three people, and I just connected with her, and I absolutely love her history. So I did kind of a picture of her fading away, and the saying I put is just because it's in the past doesn't mean it needs to be forgotten. Because we don't forget our past, we don't forget where we're from, we don't forget our base. We need to remember that, and it doesn't need to be forgotten because it's who we are. That is part of Vegas. So I figured that was a real nice quote. It has the same color scheme as everything else, but I made it look like she was fading away in the past, slowly but surely. And that is part of my presentation. And now I'll hand it off back to Anne to talk about the costs.
Yay! Leave me alone.
I'm touching you.
All right, now that we actually went and you saw the fun things, now it's come to the business part. Actually the cost. I actually did some research on a couple of websites and a couple of printing agencies. Right here, they're actually the full costs, and it depends on if you want them full color front and back, or if you would just want them full color on one sided, or one side full color and just black and white in the other ones. But actually, in my research, the prices that are listed up there are practically full color on both sides. And they're kind of like, let's say, the cheapest price, like without upgrade of the paper being all glossy and, getting those touches. But here for 500 flyers, $205, well, $205.99, but for, front and back full color, as well as the brochures for 500, it's at $186.99 or whatnot. And postcards are for 1,000. They're $187.49. And posters for 1,000, they're $449.99. But you can also choose whatever size you want. It's cost the same. And with all of this, the total cost would be $1,030 with 46 cents. Another major one that I did was Never Late Printing. And with that, come on, do the slides. Do the slides.
It is changed.
Oh, my bad. Okay, with this one, their kind of like thing is really weird. With 500, apparently they're making it 37 cents each, which kind of makes it more difficult for us. But I calculated the total, which for 500, 37 each, it's 145. The brochures with 500. 42 cents each, 210, and postcards for 1,000 for 125, which a 10 point, which is probably the thinnest cardstock. There's also 14 point, 20 point, as much as thick you want. And then the posters, the 18 by 14, they're oh snap. They're 15,000. Yeah. And the total cost would be 15,510. That's too much. And the last one that I did was Southwest Printing, and apparently they're for the.
You have a typo, sweetie.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, for the flyers and the brochures, apparently if you order them online, you could only the limit, well, as where you can stand is 1,000 and up for the flyers and brochures. But for the flyers, for both colors, both sides or whatnot, 123 for brochures for 1,000 and 145 for the postcards. For 1,000 the postcards, it's that price is actually for 4 colors, full color here, and then only one color here, which would be black. This side would be black, but this side would be colorful. And that one for 1,000 is $100. And the posters for 1,000 is 1,200. And that one is only 1,568. That one is less scary. All right, now, Dominique.
Yep. Okay, so the conclusion is in our design we focused a lot on the history of the Harrison House. We wanted the audience to know more about the history and why it was so important enough for us to focus on it and why it should be, you know, there. Why everybody should know it. Why we want to save it and bring it back, because of the fact that it is so important to the history of Vegas. You know, it's one small place, but that one small place was like the biggest part of the African history in Vegas, because that is where they stayed, that's where they ate, that's where they slept, that's where they had probably some of the greatest conversations when they weren't performing. We also wanted to focus on asking for donations to help keep the Harrison House going, to help keep it, you know, reviving it, to bring it to the future, to keep it going for generations to learn about. And that is our presentation. Thank you.